Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name's Jules or Julia. This channel is going to be about Booktube, about reading, all things books. I am an avid reader. Welcome to my first video. Thanks for coming. Hope you hang out. I'm currently in the middle of 24 book series. Most of those are interconnected romance series. However, I do love fantasy as well. So there's a few fantasy series that I've started and haven't completed yet. Not as many. I tend to kind of want to keep going with the story on fantasy. So those I do better about completing. However, I'm still in the middle of too many series at the moment. So this video is going to be me attempting to get those under control and not have so many series that I have not completed yet. So I'm planning to do this video every month. I would like it if I could get at least 3 books off of my list of series to get that number down. So I tend to borrow from the library a lot. I don't have the funds to be able to go crazy and buy everything that I would like. And I also don't have the space in my house. I've got a kiddo who takes up 2 of my bedrooms. So I don't have an office space or a library space. So what you see behind me is what I own. This shelf right here is my TBR, my physical TBR that I have not read. So hopefully we'll knock that out as well. But in this one, it's just the middle of series. I borrowed 2 books from the library for this video, and then I will be spinning a wheel to get my 3rd book. And that will probably be pulled from Kindle Unlimited, most likely, or maybe one of the other subscription services that I have, like Everand or something like that. The first book that I'm going to be reading is Daydream by Hannah Grace. This one is part of the Maple Hills Icebreaker series. I really liked Icebreaker a lot. I didn't really like Wildfire. It was just too funny. I've heard this one's less, so we'll see how I feel about this one. Daydream is about Henry and Hallie. Henry has ADHD. Hallie's got some social anxiety. She's a bit of a people pleaser. And so they work together to overcome those things. It's supposed to be a sweet romance. So see how I feel about that. So, the second book I'm going to be reading is Nothing Like the Movies by Lynn Painter. This one is about Wes and Liz. I read Better Than the Movies a few months ago. I was a little bit late to the game on that one. But I really liked it. I think I gave it 4 stars. I wasn't like blown out of the water like a lot of people seem to be, but I did like it. I thought it was really cute. It was a cute YA romance. This one, from what I heard, is more based on Wes's story, and it's about them going to college and the obstacles they find along the way. Hope I like it. Like I said, I really liked the first one, so fingers crossed that this one flies and it's an awesome story. The 3rd book, I'm going to have to spin a wheel. I've got it open right now. You can see it on the screen. I'll put it right here. So you can see all of the 24 series. There's actually 22 on this list because I've removed Daydream and Nothing Like the Movies since I'm reading those for sure. So let's go ahead and spin it and see what my 3rd option will be. And then I'm going to have to figure out what it's about because I don't know off the top of my head. Stolen Heir by, I think it's Sophie Lark. I've only read the first one in that one, and I do not remember if I liked it or not. I'm not huge on dark romance. I do like dark romance, but it's not my favorite genre. My favorite genres are definitely romance and romantasy and fantasy. But let me see what Stolen Heir is about. They murdered my father, so I stole their daughter. She's my captive, my little ballerina who dances only for me. Nessa is sweet and innocent. She doesn't deserve any of this, but that's how our world works. The wolves eat the lambs, no matter how gentle they may be. That tells us nothing. So kind of going in blind with this one. I'm down. Those are my books for the week. I will be vlogging random activities that I'm doing throughout the week. Hey guys, I'm getting ready to start listening to Daydream while I fold some laundry.
By Hannah Grace. Read by C.J. Bloom and Emmanuel Ingram.
You don't need that. first book check-in ever, so please be easy on me. I am currently about 60 pages in to Daydream. I've been listening while folding clothes, and I'm now done folding clothes, so I'm going to stop. It's actually me and my husband's anniversary today, so I'm going to spend some time with him. Date night. Anyway, I think I got about maybe like 15% of the way through it. I will double check that. So far, my thoughts are they're both like super relatable. Both main characters. So Hallie is extremely relatable in the fact that she has a lot of social anxiety, and of course I do as well. Most people do, but I feel like my age group definitely experiences more social anxiety and confidence issues. I'm in my 30s. So I definitely relate to her in that way. And then him, the dude's got ADHD. I'm not diagnosed, but I'm fairly certain I also have ADHD. I hyperfocus like a mofo. So he's extremely relatable in that aspect. He's also really, really, really nice. Like, really nice. And it's a little bit jarring for me. Only because I'm currently reading Quicksilver at the same time as this. And in Quicksilver, Kingfisher is not that nice. He's not friendly whatsoever. So it's kind of like threw me for a loop. I'm like, wow, he's like a little cinnamon bun. So far it's cute. I liked Icebreaker. This is the third in the Hannah Grace Icebreaker series. I liked Icebreaker. I did not like Wildfire. I got really annoyed with the smut in Wildfire. It was too overboard for me. I like more feeling and tension. And a book that's just all smut gets real boring. And yeah, I have heard that this one has less smut scenes. I don't mind them if they have a place in the story, but whenever it just is spicy scene after spicy scene after spicy scene, I'm like, can we get to a real story? So I have heard that this one has less spicy scenes, so I'm happy about that. I don't know if I'll get any more of this read this weekend. Today's Saturday. We shall see. Maybe. I may focus on Quicksilver the rest of the weekend. But Monday for sure I will be resuming this, and you will probably see some stitching as well, because I like to hobby jump. ADHD. I have a million hobbies, and I love audiobooks for the purpose that I can do 2 hobbies at once. So I'm a liar. I said in the last clip that I would not probably be reading any more of this weekend. I'm a liar. I'm heading to go get some dinner for me and my husband's anniversary. Instead of a date night, we're just gonna grab food and bring it home because we are boring. We're boring people, and we like being home. So I'm gonna listen to some more Daydream on the way out there and back. I will have at least an hour. It's a 30-minute drive to where I'm going to get food. So I'll get another hour into this.
Hold on, honey. I gotta check my emails and then I'm
Okay, quick update. I am now on chapter 14. 35 pages in. So I'm not, I think the whole thing's a little over 400. So far, my thoughts are that it's okay. It feels like they went from like didn't know each other to insta friendship like that, and it like felt very forced. Not like insta love, but definitely insta friendship. And it's like it seems more like friends to lovers now, and it's very platonic. I mean, nothing's happening at this point, which is fine, but there's no chemistry. I don't feel any chemistry between the two at all. I'm hoping that changes. He's pretty much just a really nice guy, and they get kind of just like, they're very much like acts of service. They do things for each other, but not a whole lot of chemistry, not a lot of tension at all. I love tension. Good morning, guys. It is Sunday morning, and I have a rare morning where I'm kid-free because of my anniversary last night. My mama had my kiddo, so he won't be home now for a couple hours, but my hubby is not feeling the best. I apologize for her being loud, but my hubby's not feeling the best this morning, so he's gonna go take a nap, and that leaves me with an almost quiet house. Not quite. So I have decided this morning that I am going to stitch while I listen to Daydream. I'm going to fully admit that I'm pretty bored with Daydream. So at this point, it's easier for me to listen to it than read it. But, so here is one of many projects that I'm currently working on. This is called the Animal Kingdom Shelf. So here's how it's looking so far. I'm going to be working on this for a decade. It's a very big project. And I mean, it's a very big project, and this has taken me a very long time. But I have too many projects going because ADHD.
Chapter 17. Hallie. The entire room erupts into cheers when the Titans...
Daydream. Unfortunately, I did not like it. I only gave it 2 stars. So, bummer. I liked the ADHD component and the social anxiety part. I felt very seen in that, and that was extremely relatable. But the book was friggin' boring. It was so boring. I felt like the couple went from like meeting to insta friendship. Like they clicked so fast, and I thought that could have been done as more of like a childhood friends to lovers thing, because they clicked so quickly that it was very jarring. And the book was just boring. Like nothing happened. It was very character driven. There was not much plot. There was not any tension whatsoever. I was pretty bummed out about it because I really liked Icebreaker a lot. I did not like Wildfire. Wildfire got crazy smutty. I know I said that in the last clip. This one, I do agree that there's not much smut, but there also isn't much plot. And I love a slow burn with tension buildup, and this just didn't have it. Wah, wah.
Simon & Schuster Audio presents Nothing Like the Movies, written by Lynn Painter, read by Charlie Bushnell and Jesse Clancy.
Excuse me. Hello. Can I help you? What you doing? Can you get off the couch? Please don't get my project. Off the couch. Off. Thank you. Okay. Quick clip on how far I got on my Animal Kingdom stitching project while working on, Daydream. My goal for this is to get my entire diagonal done before the end of this vlog. Hopeful. Not sure it's gonna happen, but that's my goal. Did the UPS driver leave you a cookie? Do you got a treat? Is there a treat outside? Do I need to go look? Okay, hold on. Do you think there's a treat outside for you? I don't think you have one. You can look though. Do you have a treat? I don't think you got one. Oh, geez. Oh, bummer. I felt bad. Good girl. Sit. Good. Down. That's a good girl. What are you doing? Down. Down. Thank you. Stay. Leave it. Okay, you can have it. Good girl. Quick update on Nothing Like the Movies. I am on chapter 16, I think. I don't have the book in front of me. I was listening to it while I was in the shower. I think I'm about 140 to 150 pages in. And so far, I am loving this. It is so cute. I absolutely adore this book so far. We really get a lot more from Wes's point of view, and it's amazing because we didn't get Wes's point of view at all in Better Than the Movies. So in this one, we're getting dual point of view, and I absolutely love having his point of view. I like how the author has made this one a brand new enemies to lovers, which is like crazy because obviously the first one was such a good enemies to lovers. You know, they picked on each other and stuff like that. And it's like the same exact energy in this one because it starts off with a breakup, which I got to a flashback scene of the breakup, and it hurt. It hurt to read. I'm loving the side characters in this. I really like Clark, who is Liz's best friend. Yeah, I'm really liking this one so far. It feels so strange to sit at my bookshelf and try to do an update because I haven't done that yet. But I apologize if it's like really weird lighting. It is like the gloomiest day ever. So I'm trying out a ring light for the first time, and the ring light doesn't connect inside my camera yet. So I'm like doing a swap with my bestie because she has one that connects. They changed it. It's an ordeal. So I hope that my lighting gets better from here on out, but today's a little goofy. I am riding the dopamine train this morning because I finished Nothing Like the Movies last night. So happy. I got a clip of like the very ending of me reading it. And then I also woke up so early this morning, which is wonderful because that means it gives me a little bit more time to read later this afternoon before I got to go get my kiddo from school. So super happy. I actually was able to get up at like 5 today, which is my goal every morning, but it never happens. Rarely. So my thoughts on Nothing Like the Movies. Guys, this book was so good. I'm giving it 4 stars. I absolutely loved it. We got a lot more Wes's point of view, which I really loved. The first one, we only got Liz's point of view, so we didn't get to see into like Wes's mind and stuff. In this one, we really got to see so much of Wes's thoughts. And oh my God, he's such a lovesick puppy. It was adorable. It had so much like longing and pain and love from the very beginning, but you weren't bored with it. You were just waiting for the tension to finally break and for them to finally realize that they were still meant to be together. Oh, it's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I adored it. I really loved the audiobook on this one. The chick that narrated Liz, she did such a great job at showcasing the emotions for it. Her frustration, because there's a lot of her frustration in this book. I mean, Wes breaks her heart at the very beginning of it. So the chick that narrated Liz did a wonderful job at showcasing just the pain and the frustration with Wes that she had. It was so good. There's no spice in this one, but honestly, I didn't mind that. I would rather it be that way than to be over-sexualized. I like more feeling in the book. I can't stand it whenever it just overdoes it. It's just not my style. I like the feeling, the relationship, the love, the tension. This one's also a YA book, but it wasn't really written like a YA book. It was written to where me at 32 could relate to it fairly easily. I don't tend to gravitate towards YA romance because they're usually written in a teenager's perspective, which Better Than the Movies was a teenager's perspective. But even that one was written so well that you didn't care that they were in high school. This one, they're in college. I love college romances. But even though it's YA, I still related to it. If you have any recommendations for YA romance that somebody in their 30s can relate to, please leave them down below. I'd love to add them to my list, my ever-growing TBR, which is insane, but I will add it because I adore the writing. I want to read more Lynn Painter. I've only read Better Than the Movies and now Nothing Like the Movies from her, and I definitely want to add more of her books to my list. Next up, we've got Stolen Heir by Sophie Lark. I won't lie, I am a little nervous about this one. As I said before, dark romance, it isn't my favorite. They tend to over-sexualize things, which I just mentioned is not my favorite type of reading. However, I am still trying to finish out those series, and I still have dark romances on my list that I want to read. So we're going to attempt it, and I'm hoping to go into it not thinking that I'm going to hate it. There's a lot of people that give it very high reviews. My dilemma is that I don't have audio access for it. Forgot in this series that there's artwork throughout. I remember that in the first one, and I loved that aspect. I listened to a lot of the first one though, so I did lose some of it. So maybe I'll be doing okay reading this one as long as I have the story. But it's a pretty cool feature. I love it whenever there's random artwork. We've got another beautiful drawing. I love the artwork. I love it whenever books do that. I don't see very many do that. It's really cool whenever they do have that. I'm on chapter 2 now. So right off the bat, my first impressions are that this book is gory. Oh my goodness. I think the death count by the end of chapter 1 was 4 people. Fairly certain. 4 people, I think. No, 5. 5 people. So death count is at 5 at the end of the first chapter. It's a little bit jarring because I'm going from this like light, fluffy, Nothing Like the Movies to death. But that's all right. That's the nature of reading. You bounce between genres and stuff. So far, I don't hate it. I like it. The main characters haven't even met yet. It starts like 10 years ago and really just kind of introducing the main male character. Good morning, friends. It is Friday morning, TGIF. I've come to the end of my first week vlogging, which was so exciting. I got so many more books done this week than I was expecting to with trying to juggle YouTube. So I'm pretty excited about that. I sincerely hope I'm in focus. It doesn't look like I am. I sincerely hope that's better. Okay. I think it actually is. I needed to change where the thing was focusing. All right. Rundown of this book. Let's restart because I don't think that any of that was in focus. So this one's a dark mafia romance. It's essentially a Beauty and the Beast retelling. Kind of loving that aspect. So we've got our main male character who is Mikolaj. I'm sure I butchered his name. I'm gonna call him Miko. It's a little easier. And then our main female is Nessa, which I keep wanting to say Nesta in my head from, of course, Akatar, but it's Nessa. And Miko's father, not actual father, but like raised him pretty much. He calls him his father, was unalived by Nessa's older brother, Dante. So this one is Miko getting revenge on Nessa's family. So he kidnaps Nessa and keeps her captive. And just while he's got her captive, he takes revenge on her family. He's so brutal. It's really interesting. Honestly, the plot is so interesting. I'm really liking it so far. So we're just now getting to the point in the book at 50% in where he's just now starting to show a little bit of kindness and he's just sort of melting a little bit for her. Miko's definitely giving me some Zaid Meadows vibes from Hunting Adeline. It's interesting. Hunting Adeline was not like my top book of the year or anything. That was a book that I read. It was a roller coaster. I liked it. I wasn't obsessed with it. But so far, I'm liking this one more. He is giving Zaid Meadows, but he's being less creepy. He's not stalking her. He just took her. You know, he took her and he's keeping her. I'm excited to see if it turns into vibes where it's like, I'm going to burn the world down for you. I feel like it's going to go that way. I'll keep you updated. I'm hoping to finish this one today. That is my goal. I want to finish it today, edit everything out tomorrow, and hopefully get it posted this week. I finished Stolen Heir last night, and honestly, I really liked it. I ended up giving it 4 stars. It was so good. I was not expecting to like it. I'll be completely honest. I really thought that I was going to DNF it. Going into it, I went into it with low expectations. I feel bad about that because the story was so good. I gave the first one 3 stars. I didn't remember being that impressed with the series, but I really enjoyed this one. It was a great Beauty and the Beast retelling. I loved the main male character. He was so easy to love, even though he was brutal as hell. He was still so easy to love. He definitely reminded me of Zaid Meadows halfway through, and then he like melted into a popsicle. So I'm not going to go too much into my thoughts on this one because they're basically the same at halfway point. It was a great story. It was a great plot. It had a really exciting ending. I definitely recommend it. I'm excited about the third one. I did not think I was going to be. And that officially wraps up my first vlog. Woo! I am So excited. I can't wait to post my first video. Quick recap. I read Daydream. Wasn't a fan. It was boring. I didn't connect with the characters. Is what it is. If she writes anymore, I probably won't be continuing with the series. That's just not for me. But she gets really high ratings, so other people love her. I don't discourage you from reading her. I was just bored myself. And then I read Nothing Like the Movies. I freaking loved that book. Oh, so good. I did have some quotes that I pulled from each one. I got my computer down here because I did grab some quotes. However, whenever I took the picture of the quotes, I moved them to my computer and I didn't realize that I deleted them off my phone. So these quotes are from Nothing Like the Movies. They're West quotes. They have to be West quotes. They just do. So first one is, did I have 5 minutes for Liz? My entire life, the answer to that had been something along the lines of hell fucking yes. I grabbed 3 quotes from Nothing Like the Movies. Second quote, I never be sure if she was my type. Have I always had a fondness for redheads with green eyes? Or if she'd created my type. Love that. The last one is a Taylor Swift reference. There was a few throughout Nothing Like the Movies. I ate them up. I'm a Swiftie, so I had to grab the Swiftie reference. Little Liz can't come to the phone right now. Why? Because she's dead. Swiftie all the way. I ate up every Taylor Swift reference. I love it whenever a book references Taylor. Last book I read was Stolen Heir. I gave that one 4 stars. It surprised me. I loved it. I highly recommend it. It was a good one. I grabbed one quote, and that was from, what was his name? What was the last book I read? What was his name? Nico's quote was, love is the one thing you can't steal. You can't create it either. It either exists or it doesn't. And if it exists, you can't take it by force. Ah, swoon. We have gone from 24 series down to 22. We completed 2 series, and we have one that we are still currently working on. The Brutal Birthright series is 6 books long, so I'm only 2 books in. So that one's going to take a little bit longer for me to get through, unless I end up DNFing it halfway through. Also a possibility. But all right, that wraps up my first video. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Please stick around. I am still getting the hang of learning everything. This was my first week really diving into recording. So if my first video was a little messy, and honestly my first few videos are going to be a little messy, please hang out. I promise I have a personality. Let's be friends. Thank you so much.